Two humorous nurses would like to acknowledge the true custodians of the land in which we record our podcast, the Yorta Yorta people.
We pay our respects to elders past and present and extend our respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders listening today. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Two humorous nurses with Kelly and Alisha.
Debrief time!
Pew, 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 pew.
We need a song. We need a jingle, a debrief jingle.
That would be really funny, actually.
That you sing like every week. Like, right, Rosie Warland does with her breaking news. She's like, breaking news. I got the news, see? Extra, read all about it. Breaking news. It's coming down the wire. That's how often I listen to it. We need our own little debrief.
I'll have a think about
jingle. It. Yeah, that's your job for like May or at the end of April when we debrief April.
I was gonna say when like as if I haven't got enough shit going on.
What have you had going on?
Well, a bit. Well, actually, I'll go back. So since we last caught up with the debrief, I think I'm trying to remember. So this is a March debrief.
Debrief, yeah.
So during the month, pretty much the month of January and February, Ollie had like gastro and then had like random vomiting and diarrhea, like on really random days. Like she'd have like a vomit in the morning one day and then be totally fine for 2 days. And then maybe on the third or fourth day, she wouldn't eat or drink anything for 12 hours. And then the next day, the same again. And we'd end up in hospital because she hadn't peed for 10 hours or whatever. And so this went on for like nearly a month. And then she'd had loose stools like every day for 2.5 weeks, pretty much, like one loose poo a day, right? And the GPs, every time I went back to the GP, I'm like, I'm actually at the point where I think there's something wrong with her, like whether it's an intolerance or whether she's got something, I don't know what it is, but I'm at the point where I think there's something wrong with her. Like, I don't think this is normal. Or has she got some sort of gut bacteria that's like making, well, like what's going on? Anyway, the GP, I couldn't believe this. The second time I went, so it had already been a week that she'd had a loose bowel action every day and then like 2 random days of vomiting in there. And then the GP was like, if she's still having diarrhea in like a week and a half, then come and see me. I'm like, that's a long time for a 21 month old or whatever to be having diarrhea. Like I just thought that was a bit strange. But anyway, in the end, we ended up taking her to the hospital, and this was because she wouldn't eat or drink anything like after morning tea time, and then hadn't weed for like 10 hours. So we took her to the hospital, and the doctor like fully checked her over, and they took it seriously, even though she was in pretty good condition. And they were like, we really can't find any reason for her not to be eating or drinking, like drinking even at all. And she was so pale this whole time. And in the end, they were basically like, we'll give her some ondansetron and see what happens. Well, they gave her the ondansetron, and the taste of it, she was like it disgusted her. So then she wanted to have a drink. And I'm like, right, we're going home. This is stupid. And they were concerned about her weight, because it's so funny, because all this time they've been concerned about her weight because she's been heavy. And now they're concerned about her weight because she hasn't put any weight on in 6 months. And I'm like, what is it? Like, she's still in the 100th percentile or something, even though she hasn't put on any weight. And they're like, oh, you have to go and see a pediatrician about this, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, ugh, whatever. Like, she's just growing. Yeah. And she's still growing, like getting bigger in clothes. So anyway, we ended up going home, and I'm racking my brain thinking like, what could possibly be wrong with this girl? And I remembered we went to Melbourne to go to the zoo in Feb after my birthday. And she was miserable the whole time we were at the zoo. She was absolutely miserable. I'm like, this is not like her. She's not enjoying the things that she normally loves. And I'm like, she had peanut butter in a sandwich, like in little, I think it's so funny now I look back, because I'm like, we're like micro dosing her with the thing that she's now obviously allergic to. I'm like, we had a sandwich and cut it up, and I was giving it to her as like little bits of snack over this whole weekend. And she was absolutely miserable the whole time. And then this day that we ended up at the hospital was like 2 days in a row where she was refusing flat out to eat or drink. And I'm like, she's had peanut butter on toast these 2 days for breakfast. And so then I said to Mick, like, let's just trial it and see what happens. Anyway, literally the next day we stopped peanut butter and she had like a full-on turnaround. And it's one of those things, peanut butter's like really high in protein, and we would have it like, we'd have the all natural one, which was like 100% peanuts. And that's so funny. And I would like smear it on a banana, and she would have that as a snack. Like, and she'd love it. She'd stand there going, peanut butter.
Yeah, I know. I was there one day when she wanted a sandwich, and she was like, just like, full, having a tantrum over it.
I know, and she loves it. And now I've kind of forgotten about it. But so we've basically just stopped it all together. And the GP thought it was some sort of miracle that I'd figured it out. I'm like, I'm not a dumbass. Like, okay, she eats out one piece of 30 things a day, but like, you know, knowing that it was 2 days in a row she'd been so sick and that she'd had peanut butter both those days. And then I thought back about the zoo. I'm like, fucking hell, this poor kid. So literally she's totally turned the corner. And it was all these things. I look back now, even swimming. Like one day we went to the outdoor pool here in town. She didn't even want to get in. I'm like, this is a kid who like, throw herself in the water, like, and I'm like, the things that she really loves, she wasn't even interested in. And there were so many days there where she'd just be lying on the couch. And like, it's so abnormal for a toddler her age.
Yeah.
And my gut was telling me that she was like intolerant to something. And I was right. So no.
Wow, that's an easy fix, isn't it? Thank God.
Well, exactly. And it's funny because I rang daycare. I'm like, oh, just so you know, I'm pretty sure she's allergic to peanuts. She's like, oh, we don't have any peanuts, like even in the building. So
yeah,
you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Oh, but I really didn't see her being like she's had peanut butter since she was like 6 months old.
I know. Oh, poor
anyway,
tummy.
I know. But now she's turned a corner. She's living the dream, loving life again.
Oh, thank God. Because she was miserable there for a while. And you went to the luncheon?
Yes, went to the Victorian Nurses Luncheon that was hosted by nurses, and it was lovely. Like, it was really nice to go back again and like knowing what to expect. And this vibe was very different this year. Like, it was very much I guess last year the speakers were very much, I don't know, I want to say last year was very much like there was sort of high profile professional nurses, and this year they went like high profile but in the social media world.
Yeah,
really cool. So the vibe was a lot more casual, because I feel like these nurses I don't know, I guess it just seemed like the vibe was a lot more casual than last year.
It was more like the Gen X versus the like older.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there were a lot more younger people here like there this year than last year. Like, I remember the table we sat last year were like
older women,
and this year it's very much sort of nurses with less than 5 years experience. I'd say majority of the nurses in the building.
Yeah.
Which was fine, like so funny.
I mean, that's very reflective of the nursing world currently.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And like, it was great. We had a great table, and you know, I had a really good chat. Oh, my cousin. So I brought my cousin because you couldn't come. And I brought Bianca, my cousin, who I love to death. And she's like a big, you know, she listens to every episode of the podcast and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, I brought her along. Now, she has a Bachelor of Criminology, and she is now working as a domestic violence like support worker. So she like kind of is their case manager, helps them develop safety plans, gets them funding to fix their car if their perpetrator like bashed it in or whatever. So, and she's so passionate about it. And then one of the speakers at the luncheon mentioned that they were a victim of domestic violence, and then it was literally like 1 second, like a one line, and that's part of their social media, and then they sort of kept going. And the whole time my cousin, so she's sitting there in the wake to come around and be like, now will you be having red or white? And Bianca's like, both. And then like, do you want us to take your champagne flute? She's like, no. So she's drinking like red, white, and bubbles. I think she contemplated getting a beer there at one point, like because it's free alcohol for like the whole 3 hours. So she's like getting blind, and the whole time she's going, I really need to talk to that nurse about being a victim of domestic violence. I'm like, do you really do you have to? Like, and then she fully like she starts talking to her. This is Nurse Merrill, and if you don't follow her, like she's amazing. She's on Instagram. But so she starts talking to Merrill at the luncheon, which was fine. And then when we get back to the pub afterwards, so we went to Hopscotch, like down, like just a bit further down from Crown. And we're all talking. And then literally, so we're talking about something like totally normal. And then Bianca like stops the conversation. So you were a victim of domestic violence. Let's talk about that. Like Bianca, like maybe she doesn't want to talk about it with a total stranger. Like Meryl was like amazing and very gracious. She was like, it's fine, we can talk about it. I'm like, oh my God, Bianca. It was almost like embarrassing, but she, you know, she's so beautiful and she just does it because she's so passionate.
Yeah.
And you know, just gorgeous. But yeah, we had a great time, and the prizes were so good. There was an amazing prize given out for like
a holiday or something.
Winery or something.
Yeah.
A free pair of scrubs, tickets to our live show. And people were so excited. It was pretty cool. But yeah, it was great fun.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm so sad I missed it, but I had the best day at my hubby's car show. Like he runs his own business, and you know, he's a car detailer, which I mean, it's like the worst job in the world, isn't it? No one wants to clean a car, and he cleans them all day, every day. Like, yeah,
but he obviously does it because he loves it. And he loves car.
Yeah, and he's very good at it. Like,
he's so good at it.
I wouldn't know because my car doesn't get cleaned, but anyway, it's fine. But
every time I look at my dirty car, I think, oh, going to Cam.
I know. I can't afford him, so that's my problem. But he put on this big car show for his like 13th birthday of the business, and it's like an open day and a car show for charity, and it had 105 cars and 40 motorbikes, and
that is huge.
Yeah, shut down the street that he's on. Like, it was massive, but it was like.
So do people with nice cars, do they just hear that there's a car show and then they just turn up so that people can see their car?
there were I don't know, 30 or 40 people that pre-registered, so he knew they were coming. Well, I guess you don't know if they're coming, but they pre-registered to get a t-shirt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then people just turn up. So he had vehicles from like Melbourne, from Yarrawonga, from Adelaide.
Do the people who own the vehicles have to like pay to show their car, so then that goes to the charity? Like, is that
not this time? He didn't do that. So some car shows you have to pay like an entry fee or whatever, but he didn't do that. He just we asked them to buy raffle tickets, so he managed to get over $6,000 worth of donations for the raffle.
Oh my God!
Prizes for the raffle, yeah. So we raffled all of them off. There was so many. Like, local businesses just jumped in and supported him, and like it was amazing. Like and he had a couple of trade stalls, so people like Shannon's Car Insurance, they're at all those events, so they were there.
That's awesome.
A couple of other like car people that do merchandise and stuff like that were there, and you know, like the local Lions Club did a barbecue, and he has a lady that does a coffee van out the front of his shop, so she was there, which was great. Cool. I was like, I need another coffee. She just like handed over. So I like sold raffle tickets with Cam's mum, and his brother surprised us with the kids, and like it was huge. It was so really good. Nice. So we used our setup for the live show to make sure it worked, like with the amp and our mics and everything. So I like put that to good use. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really good. It was bloody hot. Oh my God, I've never been so hot. But
it was hot on the Saturday.
Oh, it was terrible. And then
it was freezing on Sunday.
I know, it was crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah, it was good. Raised over $4,000 for Beyond Blue. So
I love that.
That's good. And he'll probably do it next year. It'll probably fall on the same day as Sibs' nursing show.
Oh my God.
And then he's in Japan now. He went to Japan couple of days afterwards for a work conference, so he's just rubbing in how much amazing Japan is. And yeah, I'm so jealous, actually. I don't really get jealous of him going away, but I was like, Japan's on my bucket list. I studied Japanese at school for 5 years. I had a Japanese exchange student, and you get to go to Japan first? Rude.
That's so funny. I feel like, isn't that funny? Like when you learn that language, like you learned Japanese, I learned Italian, and so it was always big on my list of places to go, like to go to Italy. And I guess because in primary school too, you like learn all about their culture and you learn their celebrations and things. Like, it more so like I've wanted to go to Italy more so even than going to Holland, like where my family's from. Just because I'm so fascinated by Italian culture and the Dutch culture. Let's be honest, they're fucking assholes.
My friend from Perth, one of my best friends from Perth, is coming over next weekend, and she's engaged to a Dutch man, Anton. He was, I might have, I said, where's the Netherlands? Is that near Holland?
Oh my God. He
just looked at me and he's like, are you being serious? I was like, oh, that's all right. I thought Spain was in South America for almost most of my life, so don't worry about it.
That whole thing, like Spain, Venezuela, and then like Mexico, like I don't understand, why do they all speak Spanish?
Spain deserves to be in South America. It doesn't belong in Europe. It should be in South America. It is ridiculous.
Anyway,
not my strong point.
SafeStyle makes stylish and practical safety glasses that take you from the worksite to the weekend. Upgrade your PPE today with their stylish and functional range of safety glasses.
Whether you're on shift, on call, first to the scene or in study mode, SafeStyle have you covered. Available in clear UV 400, blue light blocking, transition, polarized and prescription lenses.
We love these safety glasses for their durability and comfort and are excited to share our discount code with you all.
Use our code HUMOROUS10 at checkout for 10% off your order.
That's HUMOROUS, HUMERUS10 at checkout for 10% off.
So, I went and saw Mary Poppins.
Yes. So I saw it like, would have been like 14 years ago. 13, because we've been, no, that's not true. We've been living here 8 years. It's maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was amazing then. Oh my God. We were like second row. So I was like, and Mary Poppins and Sound of Music are my two favorite movies of all time. So.
You know what a tight ass I am, right?
Yes, I do.
Probably because I'm Dutch as well. But so I had been like looking, and also because of my brain, I just left everything to the last minute. So I've been looking at tickets, like I was looking at tickets maybe every second day for 2 weeks, and they were selling and selling and selling and selling. And I'm like, oh, there's only these rubbish seats left and they're $130. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to wait till the last day. Maybe someone will refund their tickets. Then the very last day, like I think it was the Friday, the day before, I look at the tickets, 4 seats have become available, like in the good stalls, like at the front, in the middle, and like row H or something. So I'm like, right, $170. I'm like, oh my God, no. There were some others that became available like on the side for $150. And I sent them to Bianca. I was like, okay, we need to choose, like, where do you want to sit? And she's like, oh, well, clearly like the good ones. And like, I didn't want to pay that much money. Yeah. Then I was like, oh my God, Alisha, like it's an extra like $19.
$20, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm like, so anyway, we got really good seats, and we then as before the show starts, I said to the guy next to us, like, did you just buy your tickets today? He's like, yeah. And I was like, these just became available. And he said, yeah, they reserve these 4 seats for like VIPs because they're the best seats in the house, and then they release them. If they don't get sold, they release them on the last day. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you know that? He goes, oh, my daughter's Mary. I'm like, really? I got so excited. And so we're like, you know, talking to him about her and about his other kids. And
how many times had he seen it?
This was his 6th.
Ooh.
And so then I'm like, did you have to pay for this ticket? He's like, yeah. Because he said, I'm like, oh, you must be so proud. He goes, I'm poor.
Yeah.
I'm poor. I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I didn't get these tickets for free. And because she gets like an allocation of comps tickets. And he goes, I'm like, so doesn't she get free tickets? He's like, yeah, but we use them all in Sydney and Brisbane. So he's like seen her everywhere. And then he told us at intermission that it was actually like the alternate birth. Like they used to announce that at the beginning of the show, from memory. Like they, anyway, the point is, it was freaking incredible. When our girlfriend Jess went and saw it and told us like how good it was, I was like, oh yeah, like it would be good. But then when I saw it, I was like, it was crazy. The whole time my brain was like overload, like with all the magic and stuff that they do is just incredible. And then she flies at the end. It's just spoiler alert.
Well, I might have to go see it again. I will come. I see that Patty Newton now is the bird lady for the rest of the show.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Marina Pryor's finished. Yeah, she's finished now. Patty Newton.
Yeah.
How old would Patty Newton be?
I don't know, but I felt like Marina Pryor still looked too pretty. Like, I wanted her to look grosser.
Yeah, the bird lady's like, homeless. You got to look at.
Yeah. But no, it was absolutely fabulous. It was amazing, and like during Supercalifragilistic, I'm like sobbing.
Yeah,
like, it's like bawling my eyes out, like uncontrollably sobbing because it was so fucking good. And then at the end, Bianca. At the very end, so they sing it again.
Yeah.
Like after the bows and everything, and then as the curtain's going down, I'm like hysterical crying. And Bianca's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I need a minute to It's so funny. And then Mary's dad, I don't know what his name was, he's looking at us and he's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, and Bianca goes, "You can tell your daughter that's what she's done to someone."
Yeah.
So it was amazing. Like I couldn't get over it. The story's very different though. Like I didn't expect it to be so different. Like just the songs were very different. Like all I wanted to see a tea party on the ceiling, and I didn't get it. It wasn't in there. So
that's one of my favorite scenes.
Same, and so I was a little bit disappointed, but then I was like, you know what, the replacement scene is amazing too.
It would be hard to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you seen the second Mary Poppins with Emily Blunt? Emily Blunt, is that right?
Actually, I can't remember. It is Emily Blunt, but I can't remember if I've seen it or not.
It's so good. It's not. I mean, the original is like obviously the best, but for a second, it's not a sequel. It's just
like a repeat. Yeah, remake. Yeah.
No, because I guess it is a sequel because it's the kids are adults.
Oh, okay.
And it's, but because I'm like, how do you do Mary Poppins? Like you cannot, Julie Andrews is like, you can't replace her. Yeah. And she didn't even try. She just made it her own. And honestly, H and I, so when my stepmom came over, when it first came out, she came over for Christmas and then it was coming out on the 1st of January and she wasn't staying till the 1st of January. And then my brothers and my dad changed her flights and so like paid for the flights to be changed so she could stay. So she could go and watch the premiere with like me and Amelia.
Wow.
And it was we cried. I was like, it was so good. Like it was Mary Poppins in today's world. Like
the only thing I would say about the Mary Poppins that I saw on the weekend, she's slightly less human, like slightly less, she's probably, I don't know how to explain it. Like, in the movie she's perfect, but she's got a real likability about her, whereas I think that was maybe missing a little bit from the musical.
But again, because like Julie Andrews. Yeah, like come on.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so
I remember finding out as a kid that Julie Andrews was both Maria and Mary Poppins. Like I remember thinking it's not her. They're not the same. It's not the same person. Like
she's just like she was the best.
What were you gonna say?
Don't know.
You're gonna ask me questions.
It's been a big month. With
Ollie's toilet trained.
I know. Finally, she just did it, didn't she?
What do you mean finally? She's not even 2 yet. Fuck her.
No, but I mean, you've been trying all year. Well, you've been thinking. You gave it a crack and then you stopped, and now
we gave it a crack back in like November.
And that was long ago.
Yeah, she was 19 months. Yeah, so gave it a crack back in November, and it was the other failure. And then I've been thinking about it since she saw Jess's little girl go to the toilet.
Yeah.
She has been like talking about knickers and talking about toilet and how Mummy goes to toilet and Deli goes to toilet. And then who else goes to toilet? Maddie go toilet, like Layla go toilet, like all these people she knows. And I was like, oh, okay, like she's really interested now. Before she was interested in putting her dolls on the toilet, and now she's interested in like knowing how it all works. Like, so anyway, I just think we just got the potty out one day. I was like, okay, order some knickers.
Let's
and
do it.
That was the coolest thing ever. She was so excited about the knickers. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's good.
And then she probably had like a 50% success rate in the first day. And I was like, this is way easier than it was like last time. And it's just gotten better every day. And she's actually like she's had 3 days at daycare since she's been toilet training. The first 2 days she just wet herself the whole day. And then yesterday was the first day she's actually like went to the toilet at daycare. So that was good. So yeah. Now I'm like nervous to leave the house sometimes though. I'm like, oh, is she gonna go to the toilet in a public toilet? Like, how's that gonna go? But anyway, it's been pretty easy really, which I feel like that's how it should be when they're ready. Yeah. I think this picture that people paint on YouTube is like that it's gonna be really hard work, some of them. But Ollie literally just takes herself.
Yeah.
Like if the potty's around, she'll just use it. Like it's different when she's got pants on and stuff because she needs help. But if she's got no pants on, she just takes herself. It's great.
Yeah, it's too easy. I was gonna say something else before and I forgot now what I was gonna say.
I know, you were gonna ask me a question.
Yeah, I don't know. You left my brain. I feel like that's how my weeks have been, just so busy and my brain left behind.
I feel like you've got a really big month coming up, have you?
We've got so this is my last free weekend for like the next 4 weekends or something.
Oh my God.
We've got next weekend my friends from Perth are coming.
Oh my God.
How
many of them?
Excited. No, just Christy and Anton. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
Super excited to see them. I haven't seen them in a while, and so we're going to go to Bright for the night.
Oh, that's nice.
And I had like plans to go to like Brown Brothers to get some wine and then go to the cheese place in Millawa to get some cheese and then just go to Bright and have like wine and cheese for dinner. But Christy's pregnant. Ruined my plans for that. So we'll have cheese. It'll just be hard cheese.
Yeah.
I'll have soft cheese. So that's so nice that I get to see her pregnant. And then we will they come Saturday and leave Wednesday morning. They're going to go to Ballarat. They've got friends in Ballarat that they're going to see for the rest of the week.
Nice.
And then I've got the whole week off, and then the Friday, which is Easter, we're going to go to Orange for the weekend with Cam's parents. So we're going to road trip out there. And then the weekend after that is our live show.
Yes.
Oh my God. All the stuff for the like goodie bags arrived this week. Thanks to our friends at Enos.
That's so exciting.
I feel like prizes done. I've got the audio sorted.
Food's ordered. I feel like you've done everything for this. I've done almost nothing.
That's all right. You can just show up.
That's just the gist of
Jess has got Taskmaster. Jess is onto it. We met with her to get her stuff done. Tickets are all sold.
I got really excited after the Victorian Nurses Luncheon. I'm like, oh my God, and then we hosted our first event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we hosted
International Women's Day.
Yeah, when was that? That must have been like a couple of weeks ago now.
Yeah, start of March.
Yeah, so we hosted a
MCs
event. That was really cool and was a success. That's
Yeah.
exciting. And that's what really got me excited for our own show. I'm like, okay, we're not just like faking this. We can actually do this.
We can do it. We're like able to do it. So
and it's going to be so much fun. Like, it's just going to be a big quiz and like just a bit of
we've got some we've got some fun quiz things. It's going to be good. Yeah.
It's going to be a laugh. I'm so excited.
It's going to be a laugh. And then we're going to go to the pub afterwards, which will release the details of where we're going and when we're going a little bit closer, just in case people want to join us and aren't coming to the live show.
Yeah, people were hassling me at the
about
what
we'll
are we
put
doing?
it out. Yeah. And then I've got that. And then what's that? Like mid-April. And then the first weekend in May, we're going to go to Adelaide for a car show. Well, we're not going to Adelaide. It's Gawler, just out of Adelaide in the Barossa. So I was like, we can do car show for a little bit. And then I need to go see Maggie Beer. So I just have to go there.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. I want to go to Maggie Beer's house.
Have you never been there to Maggie
No.
Beer's farm shop? Oh my God,
No.
it is so. It's where the kitchen is for cooking the chef.
Oh no.
I nearly died. I was like, oh my God, it's that. Oh my God, it's the like table and the back.
Maybe if I didn't have so much on in April, I would meet you there. Oh,
I'm literally driving there on the Friday, car show on the Saturday, driving home on the Sunday.
Imagine if she's there.
She wasn't there when I went last time.
Oh,
Imagine if her and Simon are there.
Oh my, Simon will not be there. Let's be honest. But she could be there. You know, when I went to Australia Zoo, Terry was in the gift shop. Like, so random.
When I went to Australia Zoo, Steve Irwin was still alive.
Oh
So-
no, this was like 2 years after he died.
Yeah, so we've got heaps coming up. I'm so excited about the live show. Oh, let's talk about Love is Blind is back.
Oh,
Season
I
4.
just saw that. I just saw that on Netflix. Because I've been watching Perfect Match, which has all the old love.
Yes, Debbie. Oh,
Yeah, I finished it. It was shit. I didn't like.
I wrote some notes. Hang on, I wrote notes.
You
I was
didn't.
like, I know you're gonna bring this up, and I need to
Oh
be
my
prepared.
God.
Let me find Perfect Match. Bartice, just bloody annoying and rude and gaslit Abby.
Yeah.
Gaslit everybody. Gaslighter.
Oh, and he
Francesca.
just jumped into the next person's bed. Whoever thought he was going to get a rude out
And
of
then
him.
he was like grumpy at them.
Yes.
Like, oh, you don't want me? No, because you're a fucking child.
Oh yeah, he is a dick. And
Francesca.
everybody saw how he behaved on bloody Love Is Blind. He was a dick to
And
Nancy.
he behaved exactly like that on this as well. He's like, yeah, it's not the edit, mate.
No.
I've written for Francesca, sex pest needs to grow up.
You know, I was thinking that, like, she fully tormented Dom about talking to Savannah, and then she just ditched him.
And she was like,
I did think it was
I'm
funny.
gonna go on a date with Damien
I know,
because
that's fun.
we have something. And I was like, Dom wasn't even Dom didn't even approach Savannah. Savannah approached Dom, and
Yes.
you like full ripped his head off.
Yeah. And I think she must be quite insecure to be that angry at other women. Like, you know, when they approach, like, for them to just be talking, like, she must be insecure.
And then
And,
was
like,
so mad at Georgia for saying yes to Dom.
Yeah. But
Like
then
when-
also, like, she's got a real superiority complex as well.
Yeah.
So she's insecure with men, but, like, she's vicious to women.
Vicious, yeah.
And also, I thought it was pretty funny that she kept saying she's getting the ick, and then she's looking around and there's nobody else, like, to go with.
Yeah.
And then obviously she did kind of have her pick at the end, but that's because they were all groveling to get back on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think it's shit though. Like, these guys look at her, they know that she's a horrible person, but they still want to be with her.
I know. And
Like,
Damien. Is he like
Damien.
the biggest sook in the world?
Yeah.
Like,
And
that
just
man has like no
Happy
charisma.
fucker.
Like,
Yeah, true.
yeah, like just
I couldn't handle that level of, like, affection and
just that
like-
level of like I just wrote for Damien, I wrote so mopey.
I just love that she was like, oh, I don't know if I'm getting the ick. Like, he always has his eyes open when we kiss.
Yeah.
I'm like,
When he
That's so creepy.
For Joey and Carousel, I wrote chaotic energy.
They're not even together anymore. I've already Instagrammed them.
Yeah.
And he, like, fucking proposed. I can't believe he did that. I feel like the whole time he was like, I go too hard and I'm trying to keep my cards close to my chest. And then at the end he proposes to her. I'm like, what are you doing?
He just did that for TV. They
Yeah.
literally did that for TV.
It was really beautiful though. Like, the proposal was amazing. And she was like hysterically crying, like she couldn't believe it. And so I did feel bad then he fucked her over. Because I did find an article like where she'd said that he couldn't handle the commitment. And
No,
that's
of
why they
course.
broke up. Yeah. I'm like, how sad.
And Shane is just Shane, exactly the same as what he was.
I
with
actually
Todd.
kind of love him. He's a
Me
bit crazy.
too. I wrote for Shane and Chloe, cute.
Well, they're not
It's
together
like,
anymore.
no, of course they're
either.
not. None of them are. This is the dumbest stuff about it.
And then Dom and Georgia. Tell me what you wrote about Dom and Georgia.
Okay, I did write something for Dom and Georgia. I wrote, love Georgia, so cute. Dom is nice, but falls for every person with a heartbeat.
Oh, he fell for 2 girls.
Yeah, literally, because it was like if he didn't fall for someone, he's out.
Yeah,
and
but
he
then
love them straight away.
Him and Georgia definitely had like more chemistry than him and Francesca.
I love them together. I love Georgia.
And Georgia looked so happy at the end. They were like kissing and stuff. And I remember her on Too Hot to Handle. She was like, "Oh, get too close to me," and you're like,
yeah.
Like she was very much like, "I'm not comfortable. Like this is too much." She was
studying to be a nurse. She's Aussie.
She was. She's not anymore. Now
she's an influencer. Content creator. Yeah, loved it. Anyway, I'm so glad. I'm gonna literally, when we finish here, I'm gonna go watch the finale of Real Housewives of Miami and then Love is Blind season 4. Come at me. There's 5 episodes on Netflix.
That is not enough. That's what pissed me off about This Perfect Match is that they released half the season and then I was like, what the hell?
It's 5 today, then the next episode's on the 31st. But I've got another show to watch too, so I'm like, oh well, 5's plenty for me. I don't have much. Like tomorrow, I have to go down to the airport and pick Cam up, so I'm like, I won't have much time.
I'm going down this like dark hole of watching Pride and Prejudice 6 times a day.
Oh no!
It's on loop, and then every night as I fall asleep, I'm like watching it, and then this has been going on for 2 weeks.
Do you need something else?
No, it's just I love it.
Yeah, good. That's okay.
And then when it finishes, I'll start it again.
Do you know what I've been watching lately? Because all my reality shows are coming to an end, so I've got I need to wait for the next lot to come out.
Yeah. Selling Sunset should be back soon. Surely
they've waited way too long. They did the last 2 seasons back to back, and now we've been waiting too long.
They're going to be obsolete.
Ruined it.
I'm actually loving Selling Tampa. And I've been watching Selling OC, but it's not that interesting.
No, I'm not into it. I'm just going to... my mother-in-law was telling me about Blowing LA, which is about a couple of gay hairdressers to the stars.
Yes.
She said it's a bit amateur, but it's pretty good.
There's been... Next in Fashion. Did you watch
I haven't watched any of that.
Amazing. Tan France is the host.
I love Tan France.
Yeah. And then Gigi Hadid is the host of the 2nd season with him.
Is she? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing. Anyway, I'm obsessed.
I need them to bring out another Is It Cake? Season 2 of Is It Cake, please.
Oh my God. I feel like from the amount of TV we watch, how is it possible we get anything else?
Yeah, I know. And I'm
just thinking that while we're talking.
Still managed to watch everything.
And we've cancelled Stan, so I haven't watched any RuPaul for probably.
Oh no!
So I'm thinking. Well, once we finished with Ted Lasso, and now that I've binge watched because I really wanted to watch House of the Dragon, so I've just finished House of the Dragon on binge. That's like the prequel to Game of Thrones, and I loved that. So then maybe I'll cancel binge and get Stan again and go watch Drag Race. Because I figure there's Drag Race is like a fucking machine now. They're bringing them out all the time.
Yeah, it's too much. I haven't watched RuPaul in I don't know, too long. I just needed a break.
My life is no better with Drag Race Down Under and Drag Race Canada. Yeah. I did start watching Drag Race Espanol and Drag Race Italia. I also watched Drag Race Holland. I don't know if it's Netherlands or Holland. And
same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Same country.
What the word was that they used. Anyway, I think if they just kept Drag Race All Stars, and Drag Race UK, I'd be quite happy because they're the best.
They are the best. And then that's it. That's all my recommendations.
I started watching Schitt's Creek, right? And I need people to tell me honestly, it's supposed to be one of the best ever.
I couldn't get into it.
I've watched the first 4 episodes and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's cute, it's funny, but nothing's really pulling me in. Nothing's that exciting about it.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I couldn't get into it. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Oh, so I did watch Stranger Things and I fully recommend it if anyone hasn't seen it. As much as
seen it.
I don't like anything that's scary. I'm a fucking sook, and then I will go to bed and not be able to think about anything else. it was not scary. Like, it was actually pretty amazing. The story is unbelievable. Like,
Yeah.
everything about it is good.
It's sci-fi though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sci-fi, and I love sci-fi.
I don't do sci-fi. I hate
but
sci-fi.
it's very like coming of age teenage as well, like in a weird way. And I think it must be set in the 80s. Is it set in the 80s? I don't know. They never make it totally clear. I'm trying to think about what games and shit they use. Anyway, it's very cool. They use walkie-talkies and yeah, it's just bomb. What else? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look at my Netflix to see what I've been watching, and it's not working.
I watched the Murdoch Murders, the 3-part series on that.
That was so interesting, but no closure.
No closure.
That really upset me.
I'm like, all dead.
Killed like, the son and the mum.
I know. The dad, for sure. Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. He's in prison for it.
Yeah. Well, he knows something. If he didn't do it, he knows.
That just infuriated me.
Yeah, me too. It was a very cool story though. Like, it got better. Like,
it
got better.
Yeah. And I watched this really weird movie called Carrie Philby.
Okay.
And it's about a girl sort of finding herself. And I just, because I'm not a movie watcher, except at Christmas time, where I watch every Christmas movie under the sun. Yes. And I thought, I'll just watch a movie because, again, I've had no reality TV and I just need like an hour and a half to kill, like, before I go to bed.
And what made you go for this?
I don't know. It just came on and I thought, it's an hour and 40 minutes. I'll just watch that. And it was quite good. Like, I enjoyed it. It was funny. And then last night I watched Your Place or Mine with Ashton Kutcher.
I've wanted to watch that.
Oh my God, it's so good. I love Ashton.
Isn't it Reese? Is it Reese Witherspoon?
Reese Witherspoon, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're just like two people from my early 20s that were in movies back then. And like,
yeah.
It was just one of those feel good romantic comedies. You know what's going to happen, but like with some funny bits chucked in there. And
that's nice.
Yeah,
it actually looked like, a lot of the romantic comedies that come out now are almost like too predictable. Like, there's nothing exciting about them. But I watched that one and thought that it was a bit different.
Yeah.
So I mean, I watched the trailer. I didn't watch it. But.
It's like, I think because they're not like, they're like middle-aged people in love. Yeah. Not like, and it was like, it was great. I loved it.
Actually, one thing I wanted to say about Mary Poppins, it was the first time I've been to a musical that had plus size members of the chorus and like a pretty fairly diverse cast. Like, I think it was such a nice like representation of the people, not the people in the audience, but just people.
Yeah.
Like, it was the first time I'd ever seen a plus size person in the chorus, because normally, like, anytime plus size people are in the cast, they're like playing the funny fat grandma, or they're never playing like just general people, or they're never playing like, I think even they were doing like, there was a tap dance and she was in it. Like, there would have been maybe only one or two, which is still probably not a true reflection of society, but I still think it was just so important. Like, for me, I looked at that and thought, how nice is that they're giving plus size girls who are obviously talented opportunities as well.
Yeah, exactly.
For a long time, unless you're playing bloody Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray, you're never getting the opportunities to be on stage. And I think it was just really nice to see that obviously the producers and the casting people from that show valued that and valued her talent over her being skinny.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Well, we probably should wrap it up because Amelia's got a play date in a minute.
I saw her in the background. But...
yeah, she was like, I was like, stay out. But I thought better leave the door open in case. Oh God. She like stuck her head around. But
I'm gonna wake my kid up soon.
Yeah, I'm excited for the live. We're not going to put any just a bit of a like heads up for April. We're not going to put any episodes out until after we've done the live show. We've got a fair bit on at work and in our own personal lives. So
I'm going to see Play School.
Yeah. Important stuff. So we'll put a bit of effort into like actually getting this live show 110%
ready.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then we will put the live show out as a podcast episode. Obviously, And then, we'll start back in May with, we'll do a debrief at the end of April of like to chat about shit. But we'll see everyone back with normal episodes in May. And Alicia's come up with the best episode back. I can't I just seen the run sheet in the list. I was like, firstly, congrats on doing a first run sheet in years. Secondly, it was a great topic. I was like, yes, why haven't we already done this?
I can't even remember what you're talking about, to be honest.
Oh, Jesus. A story
I feel like, can't remember. So, I can. No, I do know now. I'm excited about that. Well, are we going to keep it a surprise?
Well, might as well, just in case we don't do it.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty funny.
All right. Well, as usual, you can follow us on Instagram. It's at 2 Humorous Nurses Podcast, and you can email us. What is it? Hello at 2humousnurses.com.
It's humorous, like the bone. HUMERUS.
Bye.
Bye.